Warning, this podcast contains explicit sexual language and should only be listened to at work if you're looking for an excuse to connect with your HR representative. Additionally, all mentions of the word women include cis and trans women. If you are genderqueer, gender fluid, figuring it out, anything in between, and feel like this conversation is also important for you, you are welcome here.
Will you open up with me? These pages, they can feed your innermost desires. Do you feel inspired? Are you getting what you need? Are you coming curiously? A secret safe with me. And here you can simply be yourself. Sweet romance. Come on in, come on in, come on.
Hi, y'all. This is Jace, she, they, and you found Jace Reads Romance, a community dedicated to empowering women about sex and sexuality through the reading of romance novels. We have another What Vanilla Can Learn from Kink episode. And this is going to be a pretty broad episode because there is no nitty-gritty little individualized path. But what I'm noticing from the kink community, and something that I love about the kink community, is that there is a constant effort to keep learning about whatever it is that they're doing, whatever kink that they're part of, whatever scenes that they create, whatever's happening or they want to make happen. They continue to learn and grow and try new things and evolve as a partner in kink. And that doesn't seem to be the goal of vanilla sex. You'll learn how you lick a clit and you're like, did it. I made someone come once. We're good. And
oh no, the accuracy of that though is so sad.
It is. It's really sad. It's real sad. And that is something that I think really is one of the beautiful things about kink, is that you find something that you like, and maybe you find a partner, maybe you're playing with lots of partners, but you're always looking for, like, what can I learn about this kink and this experience with this partner? And how can we try something new? Like, no impact scene is going to be the same each time, even if you use the same equipment. You don't treat it the same way. You're still checking in. You're still making sure that the experience this time is the experience that you want. Or maybe you've talked about using the same implements in a slightly different way, or in some way, shape, or form. That's part of that discussion and turning negotiation into conversation. You can go back and listen to that episode. I will make sure to link it in the show notes as well. But and that keeps things fresh and exciting and fun, but also really, I think, interactive with a partner. And the knowledge that in this exploration of kink with your partner, you are still committed to making each scene and each experience the best that it can be. And with vanilla sex, often it can get into a rut. There is the, oh, well, I have my 3 moves and we go. And there is so much variation that can happen within vanilla sex that when you close yourself off to it, you miss out on so many opportunities to find pleasure and connection with a partner. And Okay, so I totally blindsided Sephie with this conversation, but Sephie, you are someone who participates in kink, and
Yeah.
have you found that to be true?
Yeah, absolutely. I have had kinky and non kinky, so to speak, partners both in the past. And the difference is vast. um, with someone who has experience within the BDSM community and someone who is very much aware and conscious and focused on growing in that community and
Mhm.
being active and a part of that community, it's very obvious how invested they are in you as a
Mhm.
partner, whether it's
Yeah.
in the negotiations of a scene beforehand, in the scene itself, or in the aftercare, or in even just like if you're a long-term relationship, if it's in a date that you're going on that doesn't have anything to do with a sexual scene at all.
Mhm.
um, it's very aware, or it's very obvious, sorry. On the flip side, a
Yeah.
non-BDSM community partner, it's very obvious that they are not. Like
Yeah.
it very much is the whole idea of like, lie back and think of England. I have my 3 moves, let's get it done, over with, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's I'm not saying that they're not invested in your care during the act of. I'm not saying that. It's just there's something lacking for me. I'm not saying that's
Mhm.
for everyone. For me.
I think what it is I think what it could possibly be and why we're having this conversation is, as those of you who are watching the video, I'm just like moving because I'm awkward. But in the kink community, there is a huge push in education. There's a
Yeah.
huge push to showcase new toys, new
Hmm.
techniques. If you are fortunate enough to be part of a dungeon community, you can watch demonstrations,
Yeah.
you can learn from other people who are into the same things as you. There's a very big mentorship aspect
Yeah. Yeah.
in kink. And I think it's probably twofold. Number one, there are bigger risks with kink in terms of
Yeah.
physical safety,
Yeah.
emotional safety, and the trust and care that you're putting into
Hmm.
it. There just
Hmm.
are. But also, it helps to build and foster that sense of community and
Yeah.
camaraderie of I'm going to teach you what I know. There's the
Hmm.
mentorship and apprentice aspect to it, which I think is
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so when going into kink, there's almost the expectation that you have to learn it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the general culture, there's still well, you'll just know how to do it. You
Yeah.
just stick your dick in them and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Well, and another
and
thing that
yeah,
I learned coming into the kink community, and one, I learned this from multiple people, one of them including Princess Rara. Like,
love
from
her.
her, I adore her. Um, do your own research. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give some Sephie lore. When I first came into the BDSM community, I met a guy, and he said he was a Dom, and we started up a relationship. One thing that he we talked about is I'm into impact play. That's
Mhm.
something I'm interested in. I have done research on it. I have looked into multiple versions of it, what implements I might be interested in, all of that. I've done my research. Then I had not. I have since. Like, I was just
Got it.
starting out. I was just starting
Yeah.
out when I met him. And I had talked to him about it. I'm like, have you ever thought about doing like, there's something called, I might get the terminology wrong and I apologize. But it's
And
like,
if we do, we'll double check and put the correct thing in the show notes.
Yes. But from what I understand, it's something along the lines of like maintenance spanking. So like for someone with anxiety like I have, it can help take you into a mindset or a subspace type of brain set where you are able to kind of release that anxiety. And I believe it's a form of impact play that does that. And I had talked to him about possibly doing that because I'm interested in it. He immediately fired back with, well, I don't want to be seen as like someone who hits women. So you do the research on that and we'll talk about it. So I started to do research. And as I went into like talking to more people who had been in the community longer than me and telling them what he had told me about it, they were like, oh, no, that's weird that he said that because he should be doing his own research on it as well and not just making you do all the work. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. So what I learned from that is everyone in the community does their research on everything. You look into it, every aspect. And if your partner addresses something and is like, hey, I'm interested in this, what do you think about it? And you're like, I don't know a lot about it. Let's look into it together. You don't make them do their own research on it. You look into it too, because if you're like in my situation, if you're the dom and they're the sub and they want this specific type of impact play, you're going to be administering it. You need to do the research on how to best administer it to keep them safe. And that's not their job to do that research for you.
I love that. I mean, like, it's a terrible story, but like it's a good lesson.
Terrible story.
Terrible story, but a good lesson. And that I think continues even into vanilla. And I'm not going to say, like, let's say you want to introduce something new. I feel like that we always use anal because people like, but I don't want to talk about that. Like, let's say you read about an oral sex technique or you want to incorporate a toy or something.
Yeah.
You can say to your partner, I want to incorporate a toy or for you to put fingers inside me when you're eating me out or to try from a different place or like, you know, in a different position. Like, how do you feel about eating me out from behind? And the automatic assumption is, well, we'll just do it. Like, let's just do the thing. But there's so much out there. There are reputable sources for vanilla sex on how to do these things. There are sex educators out there giving you good content and techniques without judgment or expectation or anything like that for how to get the most out of these experiences with a partner.
Yeah.
The one place you shouldn't look for research is porn. Let's just also like make that statement. Like, research for kink or vanilla, it's not porn.
Research for sex, just period.
Yeah,
just
research for sex.
Just don't.
The only research I might say is if you're questioning your sexuality and you're like, I don't know, watch queer porn. Because if you're wondering whether or not you're on the queer spectrum, don't watch cis-het porn because there's going to be someone in there you like. Watch queer porn and be like, wow, does that do something for me? Because that might help you. But in terms of learning about sex and techniques, no, you can enjoy porn. We're not saying porn is bad. At all.
No.
But it is certainly not where one goes to educate oneself
about sex.
No.
Just like don't use Wikipedia as a cited source in scholarly academic
Yeah.
papers.
I also would say, like, don't believe that police procedurals tell you how it works to be a detective. Like, it's not correct.
No,
They
it's
are
not correct.
fiction. They are
Fiction, yes.
fiction. You know? And it really, but I think it comes back to that within the kink community, you have to, number one, get over a lot of the bullshit you have in your brain about sex and sexuality to begin with. The number
Yeah.
one, you're free yourself in order to accept your own kinkiness. And so a lot of those expectations that hold people back from talking about it, from exploring in sex, from being willing to dialogue or try something new, or admit that maybe they don't know everything and that their penis is not a magical orgasm machine, or you know, for women too, like, do you tailor your blowjobs to your partner, or do you have your 3 moves that you have for sucking dick? I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you don't tailor your blowjobs to your partner, why not? Because I am pretty sure that even though there seem to be this is a Dan Savage thing, like, there's a generalization of what the penis seems to really enjoy. In general, not every person with a penis is going to enjoy getting their dick sucked in the same way.
No.
Some might not want your hand on them. Some might want a little twisty motion. Some might want straight up and down. Some might want really big suctions. Some might want licking. Some might want their balls played with. Someone might not want their balls touched at all. You have no idea unless you are actively engaging and dialoguing and trying new things and continuing to learn and explore sexually with your partner. And coming back to this conversation, I love this, what vanilla can learn from kink thing that we've been doing is all scenes, capital S. I don't think they actually use a capital S, but I'm talking about scenes in kink start with a negotiation. And very rarely does a sexual encounter start with any form of conversation. So go back to that episode. Seriously, it's like one of my favorites.
It's a great one.
Go back to that episode. It's a great episode.
It really is.
And think about, how often do you talk with your partner about what you want to have happen the next time you're intimate? Or do you just let the same things happen over and over and over again, whether or not you enjoy them? They might be perfectly good moves. Hey, there's a reason you're together. But are they boring? Are they the best moves? Are they the best moves for you 10 years ago, but now you're in a completely different body and you have different sensations? Or, you know, maybe you've gone from 30 to in your 40s and you need lube and you don't know how to have that conversation with your partner. It has nothing to do with them, but y'all, perimenopause and menopause is no fucking joke for the vagina. It is no joke for the vagina. And that's not anything against your partner or to be embarrassed about. Lube is amazing. Do you want to know what you should always add? Lube. I don't care if you're a waterfall down there. Lube will make everything better.
Everything.
Always.
Everything
better. From the fingers to anytime there's penetration. I think the only, you have to talk to a partner about lube if they're going to go down on you. If they don't like the taste of it. And then you also have to make sure you're using things that are safe and tasty if they want to use penetration while having oral sex. There are a lot of options, but that starts from this openness to learning and exploring more. And I found that with vanilla sex, it seems to almost be an ego thing of like, what, am I not good enough for you? What, am I not satisfying you?
Absolutely.
What am I not good enough? What's wrong with what I've been? There might be nothing.
Right.
wrong with what anyone has done. But
Yeah.
tying it into romance novels, you just read something and your brain went, that sounds fucking fun. Maybe it's something you read about a blowjob and you think to
Yeah.
yourself, I want to try that on my partner. You
Mhm.
should never try something brand new on a partner without discussions. Like if you want to stick their balls in your mouth, I
Mhm.
would, if you've never done that before,
Mhm.
I might ask about it
Yeah.
because that might be really uncomfortable or
Mhm.
ticklish, or they might have some insecurity. Maybe they have really long pubes and you need them to like shave it down a little. Balls
I
are
mean,
hairy.
that's true.
Balls are so hairy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And I'm not saying vulvas aren't. They are.
They
They
are.
absolutely there. There's pubic hair exists and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with having pubic hair.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Not at
No,
all.
that's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying, but maybe they want a different sensation or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. And don't assume you know how your partner is going to react to anything, both in the
Exactly.
conversation or in the moment. And that's where those conversations before intimacy are so important, and the check-ins during intimacy are so important
Yes.
because
100%.
you don't want someone to be like, okay, let's say you want to, I love this. You want to stick someone's balls in your mouth and partner agrees. They've never done it before. We're all good. And you do it and your partner hates it, hates everything about it.
Mhm.
Just like, they're like, I can't see your face. You're covered by my dick. The sensation is fine. But like, I feel like my balls are too big for your mouth. I'm getting teeth. Like, I don't like it. You don't want them to sit or stand or lie there and bear it. You want them to be able to say, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Like,
Yeah.
I love you. Or if you're not there yet, that's fine. I love that we can explore this. However, this isn't doing it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because if you
I,
don't have
yeah,
that, if you don't have that, then you need to reevaluate some things, I think.
yes. And just think for yourself, have you ever, laid there or sat there or bounced there or whatever it is and thought, that isn't my clit? Like, or that's doing nothing for me.
Hmm.
And they seem to really think that that's my secret spot. Like I can tell by how hard they're going at that they think they found it. And
Hmm.
no, it isn't.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. Like, and if you can't even say a little to the left, you might not be with the right person.
Yeah. 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 See,
So,
my thing is I don't know what I read it in or what, but one of my favorite things is when I read about a, it's usually a guy going down
mhm,
on their female partner
mhm,
and they are talking about listening to how they are moaning as they are
mhm.
eating them out and
Yeah.
they are responding in kind. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
that got that reaction. Okay, we're going to keep doing that because
Yes.
they liked that. That
And
is, I feel like that
it's
is
so
so,
sexy.
so sexy and so
So
important.
sexy.
So
So important.
important.
And I'm not saying everyone needs to be loud
No,
during sex. Like, please don't fake a sound, or if you just happen to be
no.
quiet. But I think what is so appealing about something like that is the care and attention your partner is paying to you. Whether
Yeah.
it's going down, whether it's kissing, whether it's,
Hmm.
playing with cleavage, or even straight up fucking. Like, you want your partner to be enjoying themselves, and you want to be proactive about what
Yeah.
makes your partner enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ways that we keep sex interesting and fun and full of connection is we make every experience not unique. Like, it's not like you need a costume change or anything, but you
You don't always have to
take,
dress up as sexy slave Leia in roleplay
I was like,
from
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
Star Wars.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I didn't know where you were going with that one, but yeah, that pause after a slave was a little
I
too
did
long.
pause.
So my
I didn't
brain,
mean to pause.
it was too long after my brain. I went, Sephie, is this a moment we need to edit out? It's not that everything needs to be completely different. You got to change the costumes. You got to switch it up completely. But you don't want to assume that what worked before will work now.
Yeah.
Because they could be tired, they could get a muscle cramp, they could be really they could just, like, I joke about this, like, with like, have you ever heard the joke of, like, oh, I jerked myself off with my left hand, it was like a stranger or whatever
Yeah,
it
this is
was,
like stranger, yeah.
like, like, even with masturbation, you've got, like, oh, well, I usually put it on, like, the right side of my clit, but I tried the left side today. Oh my goodness. Like, it just, you switch things up, and it's not that, right side is still not your favorite, the one that's going to get you off quicker, but, like, sometimes it's fun to do something new and a little bit different, and double check that you still like that, unless it's reverse cowgirl, because that one's just dangerous. That one's
so
just,
dangerous.
that's the danger zone. That's the danger zone. So I'd say, like, reverse cowgirl needs to be, like, straight up talked about, because that is the sexual position that has the most injuries.
Yes. So much planning needs to be put into that.
So much planning. You probably want a mirror. You want a mirror, but
I mean, yeah.
you learned a little bit more about Chase today.
I'm like, there's a story or a suggestion there. I know it.
Let's go with a really strong suggestion.
There you go.
That if you have sex and you can see things, like, you don't take your glasses off and it's, like, blurry, you might as well be blindfolded. I love a good mirror. Like, I think there's something really sexy about holding someone's gaze in a miror.
I
Also,
may or may
because in
not have just bought
intimacy,
a full-length mirror for reasons.
love that. Well, like, sometimes eye contact, like, number one, if you are facing your partner, like, you are so close, you're so close, and it's so intimate, and the vinegar strokes are real. But in a mirror, there's just something kind of also voyeuristic about it.
Yes, 100%.
Again, we're learning so much about Jace today.
It's okay. We learned a whole bunch about Sephie today too. So
learned so much about Jace, and that is a perfectly vanilla thing that you can do. There's nothing kinky about a mirror. And I'm not saying have sex in a bathtub. Don't have sex in a bathtub. Don't have sex in a bathtub. But if the only place you have an accessible mirror is in the bathroom, you can get bent over a sink, friends. I'd put a towel down on the edge, because unless you like marks, you're going to get some marks on your hip bones.
Yeah.
Unless you like marks.
Yeah.
And if you like marks, totally different conversation.
Yes.
But you're going to get marks, so put a towel down. Always put a towel down. If you don't have a sex towel, what are you doing? And
it needs to have, like, a label.
Mine is a very distinct color.
Perfect.
All of my other towels are one color, and then there is the sex towel. Also, it's not kept in the same place. Now, we talk about romance and using romance to empower you about sex and sexuality. And I will say that not that everything has to be a romance novel. God, I was reading a book and she came like 7 times. And I'm like, really? That's a lot.
I guess it depends on how long they were doing it.
I don't know, but it was like 4 times during oral and 3 times during penetration. And I'm like,
That's a lot.
friend,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. I know. Her poor vagina. But like, I'm not saying everything needs to be like that. But if you feel like you're having trouble talking to a partner or starting these conversations, using words and romance novels and ideas that you have from them is a great place to start. I want to try this thing that I read. And maybe it's really hard for you to ask your partner for something right now. You might want to evaluate why. But if you're in a long-term committed relationship and you grew up in the 90s and you just never learned, that is fixable, friends. That is a skill. This is a skill that you can learn and cultivate. This isn't something that you inherently have or don't have. So reassurance all the way that if you don't have the skill right now, that does not mean that you and your partner cannot cultivate that skill. But you might want to say, hey, I read this thing in a romance novel that she did to him or her or them or whatever genitals your partner has.
Yeah.
And I would love to try doing this to you if you're interested. I know very few people who would say, you want to do something sexual to me that's going to make me come harder? No. Like, I don't know people who would say that. So that might be a gateway into starting this dialogue. And then your partner, if they care, might be open to like, hey, I want to try this. Or would you be open to doing that? I've read about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is sometimes, I don't know why this keeps coming up where people are like, romance novels are cheating. And I'm like, fuck off. Just fuck off.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. And that's going to be a different episode one day. But when I read it, I just kept picturing you doing it to me. If they're sensitive, that it's not, oh, I didn't envision whoever doing it to me. I envisioned you doing it to me. And I thought, oh my God, I want my partner in bed that way to, if they're slightly insecure or not sure, or like, you were imagining the scene. I'm like, yeah, oh my God, I imagined you and me doing this. So hot. Now, if the scene that you were reading is like a reverse harem situation and you're in a monogamous relationship, I would lie and not tell them that it was actually like 3 penises inside of you.
Yeah.
And if you're like, well, one person was doing her in the ass and the other person was fucking her, I'm like, you can go read Butcher and Blackbird and there's a thing with a dildo. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Double penetration with a toy instead. Okay?
Yeah.
We can eliminate that other person.
Yeah.
Or X's and O's. She's using a sex machine. Great. Oh my God. That is such a hot book. So hot. Oh, Kayla Gross. As I've been thinking about more like how this series is gonna go, and this series is not predictable. It's whenever the inspiration strikes. But this is something that I was thinking about in terms of what vanilla can learn from kink and how we use romance novels to do that. And then you can turn it back to the conversation, and then you can allow yourself to like what you motherfucking like. And
Yeah.
it all leads to hopefully better communication between you and your partner or partners,
Mm-hmm.
and then better sex. And isn't that what we all want? To be
Yes.
having better sex.
Better sex.
It is what we all deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So go out there and get what you deserve. Bye.
Bye.
Jace Reads Romance is a 3 Paws Productions podcast. Produced by Sephie, edited by Michael Achenbach. Our theme song is written and performed by Diana Weishauer. For show notes and more, head to www.jacereadsromance.com. That's JAYCE Reads Romance. Follow us on socials at Jace Reads Romance everywhere. For more exclusive content, visit us on Substack, where you'll find extended episodes, bonus episodes, and more. Have a question, story, or a book recommendation you know I'll love? Email Jace at jacereadsromance.com or call and leave a voicemail at 661-JACE-RR. That's 661-529-2377. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. And as always, this is Jace, holding space for you.